Tell us a little bit about what you saw and being able to relay that message to Cora when you watched Kimbrel pitch and kind of help out so he wasn't tipping his pitches.
So tipping pitches, we hear about it all the time.
People at home understand what tipping pitches is all about.
It's amazing.
And that's remarkable.
Alex, I saw a tweet.
Never a good sign.
That classic cold open where I read you a tweet. The people love those. They come up to me in the streets and they say, read more tweets at your friend Alex.
Like, I see my timeline. What does yours look like?
These days, I feel like everybody's looks the same because there's not very many tweets because the app, it doesn't work.
But you saw one. You saw one in the wild.
I saw one, a whole tweet. It could have been from a bot, but that's okay because it sparked something in my brain that I'd like to discuss with you on the podcast. Mm-hmm. The tweet said, Hoyt Skirmahorn would be a beautiful name for a baby girl. And of course, I quote tweeted this as I am wont to do. And I said that this is a 7.1 WAR 1910s pitcher ass name.
Yeah.
Hoyt Skirmahorn, you know? Mm-hmm. And Hoyt Skirmahorn took the mound 3 straight games to close out the Brooklyn Pride Grooms.
You're right.
Well, okay, so I thought this was funny. For those listening not in the 5 boroughs, the only city that matters, the city that never sleeps, the concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Hoyt Skirmahorn is the name of it's two streets. It's the name of a subway stop in Brooklyn. Well, that got me thinking, Alex. What other subway stops in New York City would make great baseball player names? So I have an impartial list, and I welcome our listeners to tweet at us or send us an email or call 785-422-5881. Let us know what NYC subway stops or your local city. I don't care. It doesn't have to just be New York City. What subway stops, train stations, building names would make great baseball player names? I've gone through all of the New York City subway stops, and here's what I've come up with. Hoyt Skirmahorn.
Uh-huh.
Vernon Jackson.
Vernon Jackson, good.
That just makes me think of Vernon Wells.
I was just about to say, I think he was a great right fielder, right? Lots of power in that bat.
Speaking of Wells, Coney Stillwell.
Oh, yeah.
Coney Stillwell would be like a nice mustache on that guy.
Nice mustache.
Southpaw.
More of the oh yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, I was thinking more of a utility player. You know, Coney Stillwell comes in at second base, soft ground ball,
to Coney Stillwell. Fulton Franklin or Franklin Fulton.
Oh yeah.
Wyckoff Myrtle.
Yeah. Many of these, I also it's worth noting, like, are names. Like, these were streets that were named after people. So if there's a reason they sound like they're from the 1800s, it's because many of these people were likely individuals from the
1800s. Well, how about this though? I got a creative one for you now. A couple creative ones for you. How about Chester Park for Chester Avenue? You know, you just break that up and split it.
Yeah.
Switch it. Sutter Rutland. Lehman Bedford. Had to get my friend Lehman in there from the Lehman Brothers. Do you think it's the same Lehman?
I don't know. Is it spelled the same way?
It is the same. Lehman.
Where is that subway stop?
It's in the Bronx.
All right.
Bedford Park
I'll
Boulevard.
sit my transplant ass down.
Lehman College.
There's no stoop sitting over here.
Yeah, you want to weigh in on that discourse?
What else is on the list? What else we got cooking?
You love to watch Subway takes and then say that you dislike it, but you still watch.
Right. Yes. It's what's known as the hate watch, Bobby. It's you could argue that the form of consumption I participate in the most
is hate watching.
It's hate watching.
Not me. I only watch what I love.
I know.
Just kidding. I watch Subway takes all the time and get mad about them. How about Wood Haven? We got Wood Haven coming into the game.
Mm-hmm,
little pinch hitter. Nice pop in the Wood Haven bat. Yep. And then my final one, it occurred to me that there is a subway station in New York City that is already the exact name of a baseball player. Can you think of what I'm thinking of? This is going to be challenging. But when I say it, you're going to kick yourself that you didn't think of this. Verbatim, this subway station is the name of a professional baseball player who played baseball during our youth. A very good one. And I do think he was on the A's. spelled ever so slightly differently.
I'm
Just
like
kid- he was on the A's. He started his career with the A's.
McGuire Street, Conseco Street.
No, not quite that good of an A. Still a good A, but not quite Bash
Right.
Brothers level.
Scutero Road.
Scutero Road would be good.
It would get good.
Spelled different, and I'll give you another hint. Pronounced slightly different.
Okay.
But someone might pronounce it this way if they were not familiar with New York.
Houston?
Yes.
Like Houston Street?
Yes. Houston Street.
Oh,
That's the name of the baseball place.
Oh my God. Wow. I'd never put those together before.
Me either.
Just never done it.
Not till I looked it through this lens. Any others?
God, really testing my knowledge of New York City, of every subway stop that is not like on my commute to work.
Right,
My
'cause
knowledge
you don't
of
wanna
that.
give yourself away. There's a lot that are only like they're like one name, you know?
Yes, yeah.
Or obviously there's a lot that are named after the numbered street.
I feel like Bowling Green
Oh,
is a decent candidate.
that is pretty good. How did I miss that?
Let's see what else. What do we got in
But they would spell bowling different though. It'd be like BOLLING or something.
Yeah. BOULING.
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green.
That's
I don't know.
pretty
There's so many like Dutch
I know.
names.
Like Van Siclen and
And
you
so
know.
then there's Knickerbocker Ave, I believe.
True, that's a great one.
Not a
yeah.
name of a player, but name
I was trying to find a way to work Astor into this.
Yeah, Astor. Good. Kingston Throop. Isn't that's a subway stop, right?
It is. Yes. That's two avenues that meet, Kingston Avenue and Throop Avenue.
Right, yeah.
Nicely done. You availed yourself nicely. You gave
All
like
right,
three
great.
more.
This was good. This was a fun exercise. See, now I do want to go back through the list because I know there's ones we're missing.
Yeah, I just skimmed it. And I was like, that would work. Let us know. tippingpitchespod@gmail.com, 785-422-5881. Call in. Let us know what local subway stops that you would use as a name for a fictional 1910s through 1930s Major League Baseball player.
Mm-hmm. Cannot fall outside that range.
No, they could. I feel like Vernon Jackson is more of a 2000s type. Obviously, Houston Street, a 2000s player as well. This was all worth it, if just for the fact that I got to hear you come to Houston Street and realize it.
Yeah, come to the realization in real time. Yeah.
Okay, we have a fun pod ahead. It's always a fun pod whenever a sports book goes down, Alex. We're going to talk about the Chicago Cubs sadly closing their DraftKings sportsbook. We got a couple John Henry quotes about collective bargaining, and we got, I guess, news. It's not really news about the Tampa Bay Rays' new stadium. We'll talk about all of that and more. But before we do, I am Bobby Wagner.
I am Alex Baisley.
And you are listening to Tipping Pitches. I got to ask you a question before I read the new patrons.
Okay.
Has the way that you describe this podcast to people changed at all? Like when someone says, "What's the podcast about?" What do you say? I've been getting asked this question more and more, and I still haven't found a good elevator pitch, but was wondering if maybe the bad elevator pitch that we were doing before has been updated.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the first few years of this podcast, it was like, oh, it's baseball, like from a fan's perspective. That was always my line. Baseball from a fan's perspective. That's
good. You should let me know about that one. I was out here just floundering.
Just freewheeling it.
Yeah. I was like, it's like baseball, but like not really. And it's like
Yeah.
funny sometimes, but also really dirty. And we talk about labor and everyone's like, I'm out.
Right. Exactly.
What's the meme of Shark Tank? And he's like, I'm out, 0.3 seconds. It's people listening to me talk about this pod.
Dude, I've been watching so much Shark Tank recently. You
Wait,
have
really?
No idea. Yeah.
The A-Rod episodes or the others?
Just in general, some A-Rod episodes, but the A-Rod episodes are always really funny because you can tell he just wants to be Mark Cuban. He's always looking at Mark Cuban like for confirmation on what he's saying, or he'll like nod his head, be like, "I agree. What Mark said.
Mark has had some egg on his face publicly in the last year.
Yeah.
I get why a guy like A-Rod would still be interested in striving to be like that, but he's no Warren Buffett. I'll just say that.
He's no Warren Buffett.
You love him. You're about to defend Mark Cuban. I can see it in your face.
You got to cut this off. Cut the mics.
Cut the mics. You're my brother in Christ. You're the only one talking. You're controlling your own mic. Why do you love Mark Cuban? Tell me about this.
No, I don't. I don't love him.
So you want to be him, is what you're saying.
Yes,
my main relationship to Mark Cuban over the last couple of years has been him going on Pablo Torre's podcast and defending Steve Ballmer.
Mm-hmm, that's good. Mm.
Him selling the Mavs.
I haven't seen any of that, so I can't speak to any of it. Therefore, none of that is factored into my
because you've never listened
relationship
to a podcast.
I watched the Oz Perlman one, actually.
Oh, I haven't caught up with that one yet. This is good content. Two guys talking about a podcast, one of whom has listened, the other one who hasn't. Anyway, how do you describe the pod?
Oh, God, how do I describe the pod? For a while there in the middle, and up until very recently, I think I would describe it as a podcast that covers the business of baseball. Very extremely dry. Right? Extremely dry way of explaining that to people. We talk a lot about labor, talk a lot about the finance of the sport.
I'm not asking you to describe the podcast to me. I'm on it. I'm asking if
but I'm saying this is what I say. If people are like, what do you do a podcast about? I'm like, yeah, this happened to me a couple weeks ago. Someone was like, oh, it's a baseball podcast. You talk about like the games or whatever. I was like, honestly,
not really.
We talk a lot about the business of the sport. We go into a lot of the labor elements, collective bargaining agreement, negotiation. By this point, they have left the room already. I'm just talking to myself.
They've pepper sprayed you. Like, get away from me.
Exactly. Like I'm a cat. They're just squirting me with a spray bottle. Stop.
Well, okay. What I have,
it's a comedy podcast.
It is a comedy podcast. What I haven't triangulated is a way to say that we find the business of baseball funny, and so that's why the podcast is funny.
Right.
Because I think most people are like, I don't care about the business of baseball. Why would I care about that? And I'm like, well,
you're like, because it's so stupid.
It's funny. I think we have to figure out some way to factor in like societal ills. We talk about societal ills a lot on the podcast.
Yeah.
Through the lens of baseball. Like
but
all the
in
things
a funny way.
See, we're working on it. We're working it out in the edit. There's a bunch of words in there. I mean, some of the words are relevant. Some of them aren't.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, here's this week's new patrons. They don't need an explanation of what the podcast is all about. They understand. These are the people at home who understand what Tipping Pitches is all about. Thank you to Eric, James, Mike, IB, and another James. To be clear, they didn't write that they're another James. It's just that they were second in the list of Jameses that
you were editorializing.
I was editorializing. Thank you, James. You're not another James to me. You're all the number one James in my Jameses in my hearts. Okay. That's kind of all I got. You take it away. I spent 45 minutes looking at the subway station, so I'm tapped out. Take it away, Alex.
Well, the thing is, we have some more housekeeping to get to, Bobby. Yeah. I think there might be an announcement that has to be made here on the podcast. First, before we get to that announcement, I will just
I'm Bobby Wagner.
And I'm Alex Baisley. June 11th. I've gotten wind that there might be something going on June 11th out in Coney Island.
Bro, this is funny because I hope you do show up on June 11th because you'll be alone. It's June 12th. June 12th is the day. Friday, June 12th. Alex is doing the game on June 11th. The rest of us are going on June 12th.
I looked at my calendar too fast. There's so many things on here. We just added a bunch of shit to it.
That's true. I'm sorry. June 12th, Friday, June 12th, 6:40 p.m. Maimonides Park. Maimonides. I'm going to find as many opportunities.
Our Monides.
Your Monides. It's my Monides. It's not our Monadies. It's my
Socialism for me, not for thee.
Correct.
Socialism.
Maimonides Park, Friday, June 12th, 6:40 p.m. We are doing a Tipping Pitches meetup at Brooklyn Cyclones Pride Night. I don't know how many ways I can say this is going to be a fun time. It's going to be a blast. It always is. I always have the most fun hanging out with everybody. I've conscripted just so many people, so many of my IRL friends to come to this. Friends, coworkers who are friends who are coworkers to come to this event. I'm very excited. Alex has agreed to ride that slingshots you through the air with me after the game. So I think it'll be really fun for everybody. He was like, I was really surprised he came to me with the idea to ride that crazy slingshot parachute thing. And he's nodding, vociferously nodding through me saying these things right now. Stop. The Vimeo viewers are like, he's going to hurt his neck with how hard he's nodding, agreeing that he wants to ride the slingshot ride. Tickets to that are in the description. There is a custom link. If you buy a ticket, you will be sitting in the section with all of the rest of us. We're technically split over 2 sections this time, but we're sharing rows. There's an aisle between some of us. There's section 11 and section 13. It doesn't matter which one you buy tickets in. You'll be with us. It'll be one big group of us hanging out at the Brooklyn Cyclones. On what date, Alex?
June 12th. Oh, Carson Ben's jersey. Oh, no, wait, that's it's June 11th.
Oh my God. No, it's a Pride hat giveaway
June
for
12th.
Pride Night.
Not only is it Pride Night, Bobby, it's also Scouting America Night and FDNY Night. So
Correct.
no matter how
you identify,
no matter your troop, no matter how you identify, gay, Girl Scout, or firefighter, you are welcome here.
That's the meetup that you all already knew about, and tickets have been on sale for a little while now. But I encourage you to get your tickets because they're kind of going fast, low-key. And I'm saying this not only to the listeners, I'm saying this to Alex. Buy your tickets.
To me, I need to buy my ticket. I thought I did. It was just to June 11th.
Right, you're going to be there on back. You should just stay. Ask if you could sleep over at Maimonides Park. The announcement that we have this week is that the MLB meetup, which is our second meetup of the year that we do later in the year, summer, fall, whatever. In the past, we have done it in Chicago as well as Kansas City. This year, we put it up to a vote on Patreon. You all made your voices heard, and I appreciate you for it. Several hundred votes went into this, and in an absolutely neck and neck race, the winner of the Tipping Pitches MLB meetup later this year is, pausing for drum roll, Denver, Colorado. Woohoo! Everybody get excited. Mountain time. I know what mountain time is, and I know how many hours it's different than the hour that I'm in right now. Mountain time, everyone. Denver, Colorado, Saturday, August 22nd at 6:10 p.m. Mountain time. The Guardians are traveling to Denver, just like us, to play against the Rockies. Suit up, Alex. Get ready. You're pitching for the Guardians. It's Star Wars night at Coors Field. Here's what we need from you. If you want to come, if you are intending on coming, if you voted for this location, please fill out the Google form in the description. We don't get a special link like we do for the Cyclones. I don't think, at least. I have to talk to the Rockies people, but I doubt it. So I have this Google form that's going to ask you a few questions so that we can assess interest, so that I know how many tickets to buy, and so that then I can send you your ticket directly so that we can all be part of one big group order. Saturday, August 22nd, 6:10 p.m., Guardians at Rockies in Denver, Colorado. That will be the second Tipping Pitches meetup for anyone who can't or who wants to come to both. Who can't come to Coney Island or who wants to come to both. Did I miss any details? Please go buy your ticket if you're coming to the Cyclones one. We want to know how many people are going to be there. You know, my ticket rep at the Cyclones is like, just keep it coming. Keep that gravy train rolling. You know, keep selling those tickets. Tipping Pitches. Selling out Maimonides Park. And if you're coming to the Rockies, fill out that form. It would really help me the earlier you fill it out so that I can actually have a conversation with whoever sells tickets for the Rockies. Presumably, I'll be on the phone with Dick Montfort himself, telling him how many people we're going to have at the Rockies game.
I mean, given that we know he does answer his emails, I think we should reach out to him, let him know we'll be there, ask if he wants to meet with what is effectively the current iteration of the MLB Fans Union and plead our case.
Do you think he would take a photo with us? If I wrote him an email that was like,
yes,
we're all really big Rockies fans. We're scattered across the U.S. We love what you've done with the team. We particularly love how you've advanced the business of baseball. That's like something we really care about here on Tipping Pitches.
Yeah.
As Alex outlined when I asked him how he describes the show, it's about the business of baseball. And we'd love if you popped down and took a group photo with us. It would mean the world.
Yeah. We followed your work on the baseball's economic issues committee very closely, and we're very big fans. I think he probably has very few people reaching out in that regard, and I'm sure he would welcome.
You mean like non-threatening?
Right, exactly.
I want to go to like his ranch. Isn't he a rancher? I want to be like on horseback taking photos with Dick Montfort. Like Putin style, me and Dick Montfort shirtless on a horse.
Yeah.
Taking photos together.
I'm sure that could be arranged.
Are you? Are you sure? Okay. Cyclones meet up June 12th. Be there or be square / homophobic. If you don't come, you're homophobic because it's Pride Night. Rockies meet up Saturday, August 22nd in beautiful Denver, Colorado. Or if you're from Colorado, you call it Colorado. But I'm not from Colorado, so I call it Colorado. Both are accepted here on Tipping Pitches. We don't exclude. Okay, that was everything I had to say for the podcast. Thanks for listening, everyone.
We'll see you next week.
Just kidding. Pulling out my rifle to do a 21 gun salute for the DraftKings Sportsbook at Wrigley Field.
That's your non-lethal rifle, right?
Less lethal.
Sorry, less lethal.
My less
it's
lethal.
not non-lethal.
I'm shooting my less lethal rubber bullets off of my wall in my apartment in Brooklyn, New York. We got a lot of feedback about the burn less lethal thing. A lot of people being like, was not paying attention to what this is, but I hear this ad all the time. And then a lot of other people being like, I thought this was crazy. I hear it on every commercial break. So
look, all it takes is one enterprising podcast to say, what's the deal with this? You know?
And I want to correct the record from last week. It's not a Mets radio booth ad. It's an MLB radio ad. Because they insert their own ads when you listen through the app, which I do. And fans of all teams, not just the Mets, were sharing that they get these ads. So I just want to correct that from last week. Thanks for everybody.
So it's not an opportunity that is limited to Mets fans.
No. It's for all. I mean, everyone needs to protect themselves and their personhood.
Yeah.
21 gun salute for the DraftKings Sportsbook. They're turning it into restaurants. Did you ever go inside?
No, I didn't. So are they closing the whole sports book? Is it like the entire betting operation is going to be wound down?
Yep. The last day to place your bets in person.
Sad.
The last day to place your bets in person at the friendly confines will be May 31st. They're closing it expeditiously, Alex.
Literally, they were like, we're losing so much money on this.
We can't afford to keep the lights on even into June. Are you going to be in Chicago before May 31st?
No.
Should we send you there just in case?
Low key.
I can't believe neither of us went there. Let me just read from the Chicago Tribune article so that I can situate us. Blaming increased Illinois wagering taxes, DraftKings is shutting down its 2-year-old retail sportsbook at Wrigley Field. For sale. Baby bets never made. A high-profile but small part of its business. DraftKings, one of the leading sportsbooks in the state, will continue to operate online across Illinois, but the last day to place your bets in person at the friendly confines will be May 31st. Quote, DraftKings has made the decision to discontinue on-site sportsbook operations at DraftKings Sportsbook at Wrigley Field, following a review of our retail presence in Illinois, the company said in a statement. The venue itself will remain open, but in-person sports betting will no longer be offered at the location. launched in March 2024, DraftKings at Wrigley Field is the only operating retail sportsbook in Illinois connected to a sports venue. DraftKings will remain open as a sports bar at Wrigley Field, but recent increases in city and state taxes played heavily into the company's decision to shut down the retail sportsbook operation. So just to be clear for everybody at home, DraftKings is remaining open, but you can't bet when you go there unless you do it on your phone.
Yes.
You can just eat like a burger.
Right. The
the
Ricketts are now just running a sports bar with the DraftKings logo on the wall.
And you'll be attending?
And I will be attending. Frankly, now I'm more incentivized to attend. $100 million deal for 10 years. They made it barely 2 years into that deal before DraftKings was like, actually, frankly, one of the rare cases where like the house doesn't always win. What, like JB Pritzker based alert, maybe? As you alluded to, Illinois has instituted, they like raised the sports betting tax to like up to 40%. They instituted a per wager fee. And then there's like a gross receipts tax, I think, that they layered on top of it at the beginning of the year. So like the state has come out and basically said, if you want to operate a sports betting business in this state, you will have to pay through the nose. That's what states should be doing.
Pay through the nose. Is that how the saying goes?
What is it?
When you said pay through the nose, I thought you paid through the roof. And then I was like, but there is like an anatomical version of that one.
Pay through the nose is a real.
And I thought it was pay through the mouth. And then I was like, pay through the nose isn't even the highest feature. Why are we paying through the eyes?
When I Google pay through the nose,
well, that doesn't mean anything.
Google AI says, I'm sorry, I can't pay you through the nose. It's not a capability that's available to me. Yeah, to pay a high price, especially in an exorbitant or excessive amount.
Something just didn't seem right when you said it. Synonyms: cost an arm and a leg, break the bank,
there you go.
Pay top dollar, or gouged. Yes, we can tax these things out of existence, is my big takeaway from this.
Yeah, exactly.
The encroachment of sports betting was not only avoidable, it was encouraged by the local legislations, giving them favorable tax laws, operational business laws that allowed these sports books to ascend so quickly. If you, for example, tax these microtransactions in a way that a lot of places are not because most politicians don't want to be perceived as anti-commerce or whatever, then you can at least slow the creep of these things into our everyday lives. You can put guardrails on what actually happens. Now, do I like that you could still just do this on your phone in Illinois? Almost like I almost feel like we're right idea, wrong solution. We should have made it harder to bet on your phone and easier to bet in person. If I was being totally honest as to how I wish this played out. Look, if you want to bet on the Cubs, I think it's not a bad idea that you have to actually go to Wrigley Field and do it in person. Right. And then you have to face up literally to your bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can still go to the DraftKings sports bar and place a bet from your phone while watching the game on the TVs inside. Like, functionally, does this change very much? No, but is it, I think, an important signal on how legislative bodies can respond to the creeping influence of sports betting companies? Absolutely. I mean, we saw in Minnesota that they are essentially outlawing prediction markets in the state. Great. Keep doing it. It's not with.
I walked past Madison Square Garden yesterday, and there were the Kalshi ads on a big screen on the stadium itself.
I know. Well, once again, where else am I going to place my bets on whether or not we'll get a new CBA by December 1st, which is one of the tabs that stays open in my browser, just so I can.
What are the current odds?
40% chance right now. Which, once again,
this is free fucking insane. Money for us.
It's free money.
Dude, free money. We are not only not getting a new CBA by December 1st, We're not even getting like one thing agreed to by December 1st. Who is setting this line? And can we put all of our money on it?
We need to start manipulating this market. We absolutely must.
What's the biggest bet they'll take on it? Do you have an account? Can you go through the process right now?
I don't have an account.
You are confusing their AI system for like customer interest so much. You've had the window open for 3 weeks straight, but you don't have an account and you've never placed a bet on Kalshi. They don't know what to do with you. The cookies are not lining up with the typical fan behavior.
See, it looks like can I buy 1 million shares? That would be $700 million to win $1 billion.
Oh, who do we know that has $700 million scratch cash?
It's Mr. Rodriguez, sir.
Well, we know he doesn't.
I have an asset for you.
He doesn't have 700 million liquid.
Yeah. Anyway,
who's our richest friend? Let's just start outing people.
Anyway, good stuff. I pour one out for the Ricketts.
I think they'll be doing fine.
This is a tough look for him.
For
Tom, but
yeah.
Sorry,
I was going to try to get it.
I know. Can you name the other two Ricketts brothers?
The other two, yeah. Pete.
Yeah.
He's the Nebraska senator.
Uh-huh. Oh, actually, wait. I don't think there is another Ricketts brother.
No, there's not. There's a sister. No, there's a Ricketts sister.
Mm-hmm.
And her name is Lori.
Is that your final answer?
You're making it seem like I should slightly alter it.
Potentially.
How about Lauren?
Come on.
Lorene.
Do you want to do triple chipper? No, what? No. You're getting weirder. Do the normal version of this name.
Laura.
There we go.
Okay, fuck. I was so close.
You were. That was good. Okay. I'm proud of you.
Laura.
Laureen. Wow.
I had an extra neighbor named Lorene growing up.
Her full name is Laura Marie, so I think you were maybe it was like a portmanteau, you blended them together. Lori.
Oh yeah, Lori. Okay. Yeah, we'll call it that. I knew her name.
Sort of an Oz Perlman moment where stuff was just getting like jumbled up in your mind.
Her name was Laura Marie.
It still is, as far as I'm aware.
That are the Ricketts sneaky Italian?
I don't know. Is that Italian?
Laura Marie is a very North Jersey Italian sounding name. Yes. Okay, let's see. Are the Ricketts sneaky Italian? AI didn't even bother trying to give me an answer to this question.
Fuck. By the way, there is another Ricketts brother.
Hold on, wait. I need to walk you through what has happened. I searched "Are the Ricketts sneaky Italian?" and Google search has completely broken. It's showing me totally unrelated questions.
What?
It's the first result is a random Instagram account for someone named Michelle. The next result is for blue raspberry Italian ice. The next result after that is for a LinkedIn account from someone named Ava. The next result after that is an Apple TV show called Firefly.
Oh, I see now. All right. I replicated the search on my end.
So they're still working out the kinks of this whole Google thing.
Just a little bit. Well, I don't know if you heard, but they're getting rid of search anyway. So
yeah, I heard.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't handle our editorialized questions very well.
No,
or the Ricketts sneaky Italian. They don't know what that means. So who's the third Ricketts brother?
Todd Ricketts.
Can't believe the Ricketts got a bonus Jonas in there for us.
I know, yeah.
Todd. What do you think he's up to? Probably a bunch of cool stuff.
I don't know. Yeah, like property tax fraud and like fundraising for the RNC. I don't know.
Campaign finance fraud.
That's right. Wrong Ricketts, unfortunately.
I've really waffled back and forth on whether or not we should have counted that for the bingo card because it is a Pete Ricketts campaign finance scandal, but not his
It is
scandal.
just not his campaign. Yeah.
It's not Pete Ricketts possessive campaign finance scandal. It's Pete Ricketts' adjective campaign finance scandal. You're right that it's not in the spirit of the game.
I think it's okay that we leave it off. I think it's all right.
If this hits, I'm throwing an actual party.
Yeah.
Like, I will throw the Pete Ricketts campaign finance scandal party. Everyone will have to dress up as a famous campaign finance scandal throughout history, and I will be the Pete Ricketts one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who are you going to be?
God. I mean,
it doesn't always have to be campaign finance. It can just be a U.S. scandal.
Well, because I was going to, obviously Eric Adams is the one who's most recent in my mind.
I think you should come as Teapot Dome.
I don't even know what those words mean.
What, dude? You're not up on the Harding administration scandals?
No, sorry.
You don't know about Teapot Dome?
This Warren G?
Yeah, Warren G. Okay, not the rapper.
Yeah.
It's an interior secretary scandal. Albert B. Fall. This is going to be a great.
That's right, it is.
I'm going to bleep that out. But it's going to be a great one whenever we cross it. Okay. We should move on. What were we talking about?
Yeah.
We were talking about the DraftKings thing?
Vaguely about a sports book, something like that. Yeah.
This is a really good episode we're doing today.
I agree.
You mentioned that there are still odds on whether there'll be a CBA on December 1st. We're just giving up money by not betting on them. What does John Henry think about whether there's going to be a CBA on December 1st? You're, of course, wearing your Margaritaville Red Sox shirt to celebrate John Henry wanting to reach across the aisle and get a CBA.
Yes, obviously. John Henry, while accepting the Sports Business Journal's Lifetime Achievement Award. The Sports Business Journal's Lifetime Achievement Award. You were very familiar with this, obviously.
Yeah, I've gotten it twice.
A couple of years ago. Yeah. Twice.
I've achieved enough for 2 lifetimes in only 30 years of living.
Henry did, in his acceptance speech, mention the upcoming CBA negotiations, saying that the sport is in tremendous shape, while CBA talks ahead are a huge challenge.
The sport's in the best shape of its life?
That's right, it is. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He says, I know for a fact that listening on both sides works. Dude, listening on both sides. Don't know if you've heard this. It works. When both sides can get together and listen to what each other has to say.
Neither one is talking. They're both just listening.
Right. As they're moving closer together, as they move further apart.
What would it sound like for both sides to be listening on this podcast? All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I wanted to see how long it would take you to laugh.
They're sitting their asses down and listening.
I hope everyone at home was just listening.
Exactly.
This is kind of a both sides listening sort of podcast.
This is.
We talk, you guys listen. And then whenever you write us an email, I respond. I'm listening and learning from you guys, the listeners.
Mm-hmm. We're putting John Henry's words into action. He says, I've been privileged to work with Rob and a group of club executives on the Economic Reform Committee.
That's Rob Manfred, by the way.
That is Robert D. Manfred.
Dean, if you know him well.
Of Rome, New York. Because both...
Robert D.
Junior, can't forget the junior. Because both players and clubs have been unhappy with baseball's economic system for at least the last 2 CBAs. Really funny of him to be like, we whiffed it on the last 2. But Rob, I have the utmost faith that 3rd time's the charm. Rob has revitalized the game, but there are significant issues from both sides that need to be addressed. We can solve the complex issues that exist in baseball today, but it means more listening on both sides than ever before.
More listening. Wait, hang on, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, I like what I just heard. That was good. Yeah. Now I know how to hammer out the salary cap.
We're ready. We just did it right here on the pod. bump those polymarket numbers up to 100%.
That was an incredible Mad Libs from John Henry of all of the bullshit that ownership side said.
Yeah.
We're really happy. Everyone's really good. Everything's going well. Rob revitalized the game. Now we just all got to listen. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
Wait, everything would be fine, but you guys are trying to institute a salary cap for some reason, something that nobody on the player side will ever agree to.
Yeah. He called out the fact. So he says cooler heads need to prevail, which, like, first of all, owners are the ones who have the leverage in terms of whether or not they want to lock the players out. So he is right. Cooler heads should prevail on the ownership side. But second of all, he points to the PGA deal that he negotiated a couple of years ago.
He was involved in negotiating the Producers Guild of America deal?
No.
Or are we talking about a different
golf.
PGA?
Golf. Where PGA, it's like the whole...
the live golf thing?
Yeah, the live golf thing, where they had to convert to like a for-profit and like they wanted to blend the leagues. Henry was at the helm of that. And that is what he's comparing this to. He was like, look, I just went through this whole process of getting various stakeholders on the same page so we can, to get the economic benefit to go through. And I'm sort of like, hang on.
Dude, let's go. It feels so good when I get various stakeholders on the same page. It's just like excruciating when various stakeholders are on separate pages, but then I can them all together and I'm like, this was all worth it.
It's the worst. And ultimately what you need to do is you need everyone on both sides of the table to listen. That's all it takes.
When do we learn? When do we learn?
I do like
sitting my ass down and listening, but I'm not learning much from this quote.
I like Henry pointing to a league negotiation where players are just have no union and you're negotiating with like the Saudi Public Investment Fund to be like, our deal should look more like this. If you want the roadmap, let me tell you.
So I want to know. I know this is not a golf podcast.
I know.
So much more about his capacity. In what capacity was he negotiating the PGA deal with the Saudis? Like what deal to like reunify the golf leagues?
Yes, I went down this rabbit hole because I was fascinated by this. Right.
Okay.
But
does he have relationships from the Saudis from the legume market?
John Henry grew up in the soy fields, trading futures, trading stocks, to one day he achieved his boyhood dream, one day owning the Red Sox. He's the smartest guy in the room, with a pocket full of legumes.
Frankly, I think the Saudi relationship was the one that was new to him, that he had to foster.
I see. Sort of an easy one to navigate.
I think so, yeah. No, he,
you give them what they want or they internationally.
Wow.
Too far? Probably.
No. Accurate? Also, probably. Allegedly. In his capacity with Fenway Sports Group, he looked at this whole live golf thing and said, we need North American investors to come in and save this. So he just talked to all his sports ownership buddies and said, let's get a group of investors together to invest in a unified league, right? We'll put $1 billion
owner who's ever owned multiple sports teams because he just wants to make friends. It seems like Fenway Sports Group is just a bunch of guys hanging out. Yeah, they're like, we bring in LeBron, we bring in Pat Mahomes. Like, whatever, who gives a shit? We're just all hanging out.
Yeah, honestly, kind of the dream.
That's going to be us when we make $1 billion off betting on whether the CPA is agreed to.
Anyway, we don't have to go into the whole like golf mechanics of golf, even though I think there's interesting elements at play here. I just found it really fascinating that he would point to this other structure, which, at least from my perspective, does not map onto how baseball's economic system works, to say, I have the experience for this. I know how to do this. This is what I know that both sides need to do. It just, it struck me as strange.
It's interesting to hear him opining on this, using his Lifetime Achievement Award as the new speg for it. But it's interesting to hear him opining on this because I don't recall him being one of the prominent labor voices, and he's certainly not one of the guys who is on the MLB labor committee. He's not one of the owners who are on that committee. The one that is chaired by our friend and future photograph participant, Dick Monfort. The other members are Atanasio, Ray Davis, Jerry Reinsdorf, John Sherman, and Hal Steinbrenner.
Yeah.
Let's set aside the fact that they're not sending their best to talk about how...
did you say Ray Davis is on that committee?
I did say that.
Yeah,
and what makes you question that, Alex?
Nothing. I like Ray Davis.
No,
he's
I want
one of my
hear.
faves.
I want to hear what about Ray Davis makes you question why he can't serve on a labor committee? Is it
literally
because he's 84 years old and can barely stand? That hasn't stopped people from serving as senators. Yeah, that's the group. Dick Monfort, Mark Atanasio, Ray Davis, Jerry Reinsdorf, John Sherman, and Hal Steinbrenner. Two of these guys are on death's doorstep. One of them is too broke to run a baseball team. The other is Hal Steinbrenner.
Yeah, it's not great. Henry and Atanasio, very close relationship. In fact, I think Atanasio was a part of this, or was in discussions with this
With the
PGA
Saudis?
deal with Fenway Sports Group. Yeah, Cohen was in it too. He literally got. I'll read you the list of names that he got involved in this. It was the Celtics owner. Wow, that's a name. Wick Grusbeck.
Yeah, Wick. That was pretty good. Wick Grosbeck. Yeah,
Nice. Let's go. Mets owner Steve
he's not
Cohen.
the Celtics owner anymore, but I think he owns a minority stake. But he sold the team.
Oh, I see. Okay, let's tell it to the Boston Globe. Let's see. Mets owner Steve Cohen, former Bucks owner Mark Lassery, Atanasio, Tom Werner.
Wait, Mark Lassery. Oh no, that's Mark Laurie, the guy that owns the Timberwolves.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
if there was an A-Rod connection here, I would have. Dude, you would have heard about it. Anyway, that's the John Henry Power Hour corner.
John Henry Power Hour corner. What else can
segment.
we add? Personality quiz.
Yeah.
Which John Henry quote best exemplifies you? The options are like, I love lima beans. Sorry,
Yeah.
wait. No, soybeans. God
Soybeans.
damn it. Soy is way more profitable, because you could make tofu out of that, right?
True. Also, pretty cucked. Really? Soy? That's what you're doing, John Henry?
He saw where the world was going.
I guess so.
You can't blame him for making a profit.
Yeah, you can't.
The machine of history just rolls on,
Like an army of steamrollers.
Yeah, exactly. And so we beat on
Mm-hmm.
boats against the current. Okay.
This is good. What else? Any other topics? Any other things to discuss?
Well, you said you wanted to talk about the Rays Stadium.
Yeah, I don't know. There's sort of drip of information that we're getting out of this stadium. I mean, just this past week, the Hillsborough County Commission and the Tampa City Council both voted in favor of moving forward with tearing down one campus of the Hillsborough Community College so that the Rays can play there. I don't know. It's all good stuff, right? $1 billion of public investment. I don't know. Zalewski. I got it right on the first try. This time.
So excited for you. That was beautiful.
I think he's sort of.
Did he go to negotiate with the Saudis too? Was he involved?
Ooh, good question. I don't think so.
The Saudis don't respect housing. They only respect private equity.
He's also poor, right? Zalewski's like one of the poorest MLB owners.
He's richer than Stu was.
That is true. He's richer than Stu, but he's like
$2 billion, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, can I take this opportunity while you look into Patrick Zalewski's life and finances to read you the names of the people who voted for the Hillsborough County Commission approval of the next round of public funding for the Rays?
Yeah.
Here were the yes votes. Bill Carlson, Luis Vieira, Naya Young, and Alan Clendenin.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the no votes. Charlie Miranda, Lynn Hertak, and Guido Maniscalco. Shout out to my man Guido voting
That's
no.
real.
Let's
That's
fucking
real.
Go. That's
Uh-huh.
Italian American representation right there.
Yeah, holding it down for the community.
What do you think he's up to, Guido? Where do you think he came from?
I don't know. Not taking that Zalupski cash, that's for sure. Look, you know what I will say? His Instagram bio,
Guido's Instagram.
Guido's, says he's an admirer of politics, history, photography, music, cinema, vintage timepieces.
Holy shit.
Public servant and member of Tampa City Council. I low-key think this guy might be you.
Me. Yeah, he's me.
Literally.
I
Music,
wanna
cinema, vintage timepieces? Come on.
He also went to a Catholic school, it looks like. Tampa Catholic High School. He served as the treasurer of the West Tampa Optimist Club. Whatever that is.
Nice.
Wow, I really want to get this guy on the pod. Let's get him on and ask him why he voted no to fund this stadium.
I'm
That
down.
actually would
I
be a
think we
relevant
should.
conversation.
That actually would be an interesting thing to do.
DM him
No,
on
we just-
Instagram, dude.
I will.
All right, fine, do it.
From
No
one
one's
vintage
stopping you.
timepiece appreciator to another.
What's your favorite kind of vintage timepiece?
My favorite kind of vintage timepiece?
Yeah.
Probably a sundial. Just being
I think
honest.
you should, what if you became a pocket watch guy? You're not really a huge watch guy, though you wear a watch every day, by the way.
That's true. Yes.
So you are kind of a big watch guy. You're just not adventurous.
Right.
But-
yeah, I have like 3 or 4 I rotate through, but like I don't really add to the collection.
I'm going to start buying you vintage timepieces so
Okay,
that you can
all right.
get closer to Guido Maniscalco. Pocket watch. You should get into pocket watches.
I could do that.
Imagine you at like a solar networking event and someone's like, anyone got the time? And then you just bust it out
What,
of
a
your
pocket watch?
breast pocket, a pocket watch. No, that would be cool. I'd be into that.
I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna wear it on a chain like we did in middle school, you know? So like I'm gonna have it in my pocket and people are gonna be like, what are you pulling out a wallet? Nope, pocket watch, bitch. That's right, it's 417.
Chain wallet. Did you ever have a chain wallet?
No, I never did the chain.
Me either. I feel like you didn't dress very goth. You had kind of goth taste, but you didn't dress goth. You couldn't get away with that at Berkeley.
Right, exactly. Well, I suppose what was goth about it was just the same like pair of beat up jeans and black hoodie every single day. You know, I was like, I'm
That's pretty
so
goth.
right. Like I was like, I don't even need the accessories. Like I don't
Did you ever shop at Hot Topic?
honestly not really. Zoomies, I trafficked in Zoomies a little bit.
Trafficked in Zoomies. That sounds like a Dateline special. Trafficked in Zoomies. Okay. Anyway. Is the Rays Stadium going to happen or not? That's my question.
I don't know.
Probably, right?
Probably. Yeah. I think there's a good chance. I mean, I think a good way to think about someone like Zalupski is just a sort of Steve Cohen type mold, right?
But poor.
Obviously but poor. Exactly. Where the team is just a loss leader for the real estate playbook. Meaning that the team is just the tenant of a larger development. And Zalupski knows this well as a home builder.
Can I actually be serious for like 30
Yes.
seconds here? I promise
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
set
yeah,
the
yeah.
timer. I'm only going to do it for 30 seconds. But
So let
it
me pull
actually,
out my
it
pocket
actually-
watch.
Get your pocket watch. Anyone got the time? It actually does bum me out that the Rays are always mired in these financial controversies. Like, do we have enough money? Do we not have enough money? Do we have to trade these good players because, Stu Sternberg or now Patrick Zalewski doesn't want to actually invest their own money into the team, especially in times like this when the Rays are the best team in baseball this year. I mean, I don't know that it necessarily looks like it's going to shape up to continue being that. They're not their underlying numbers are not better than every other team in baseball, and I imagine that the Yankees have a decent shot of chasing them down, but maybe not. I mean, the Rays have been playing awesome baseball. Their run differential supports it. They have the best record in the American League, and I think overall the best record in baseball still. and we're just like stuck talking about whether or not they're going to even continue to play in Tampa because Zalewski is trying to get the city council to vote yes to give him $1 billion to build a building, which is what allegedly he's supposed to be able to do, to know how to do. And it's one of these things where it's like time really is a flat circle with this franchise. It's like, wow, the Rays are good and getting over performance from guys that you wouldn't have expected to be this good and making the most out of their circumstances and resources. And oh yeah, the owner doesn't want to invest in the team.
Yeah.
To continue to build off that. Oh, God damn it. Devin Williams walk-off grand slam. Just gave up a walk-off grand slam.
What? Oh, that is. Oh, yep. I just got my alert. Yeah.
Doesn't matter that it was a grand slam because it was 0-0. So like it could have been a walk-off sack fly and the same thing, but he did hit it out of the park. Yes. That's my feeling on the Rays. That's my feeling on Zalewski. Just more of the same. Why even buy the team if you're just going to do all of this stuff? That's what I always am left confused by. Why not just come out and be like, I'm going to pay for the stadium because I like owning the Rays. And I like that the Rays are playing good, and I'd like to extend an olive branch to this community that has been jerked around by this team and whether or not they're going to stay and trading away all of your favorite players. And
I mean, to be crass, like why would they do that? What would motivate them to if they're going to get the money?
I know
from the local government.
It just good business to like at least act like you want to own the team.
I don't know. I think it's. Is it good business? I don't know that it moves the needle one way or another. Whether you pretend you love it or hate it, as long as the fans are having a good time.
Yeah,
or not even having a good time. As long as they're showing up. I mean, and the team is okay. Now, if Zalewski does this whole thing and still no one shows up to Rays games, like, yeah, you failed as a business person and should be exiled from society, whatever. But
that would be fun.
But ultimately, everything's just a real estate play at the end of the day anyway. I mean, I thought about talking about the Rays' first quarter filings on this week's episode because we are a business podcast, as we have said.
Did they have to publish that information?
Yeah, because they're publicly traded.
Oh, you mean the Braves?
Right. What did I say? The Rays?
You said the Rays. I was like, did we get that info?
No, the Braves. The Braves
you waited until this long to tell me about it? What the fuck? I was about to be so mad at you. I was like, did Guido Manisalco discover that in Discovery?
No, the Braves are the window into how every other team operates and really how they want to operate, right? Which is the team as the loss leader and the surrounding land as a development play. That's what it is. And you can amortize and depreciate all the assets and stuff.
The Braves are like a loss leader that doesn't lose money.
Exactly. They're a reason to get foot traffic to a fucking cheesecake factory.
Correct. Exactly right. And guess what? They don't lose baseball games.
Yeah, and that too. That doesn't hurt either.
You know what's crazy? Matt Olson.
Mm-hmm.
He's just the best first baseman in baseball and has been for like so long.
Yeah,
and he had, 1 year in there where he was clearly fighting through injuries or whatever and wasn't his healthiest self and he wasn't very good. And now he's just back to being his best self. And he's basically like Freddie Freeman.
He literally
let Freddie Freeman walk, and then they're like, we replaced him with the younger, more handsome version of Freddie Freeman.
Yes, I mean, I was watching like a Braves Dodgers game or whatever, where it said like the two of them have combined to play like 99% of games for the Braves at first base over the last like decade and a half or whatever. And I never think of Matt Olson as like that's the Braves' cornerstone first baseman, but
Correct.
He is.
And when he came in and he signed that, I think, pretty favorable deal for them. I mean, it was a lot of money, but it's favorable compared to his production. It's favorable when you look at his production compared to some of the other first basemen and his, consistency. They also solidified the other corner of the infield too in Austin Riley. And now Austin Riley just sucks. And he's on this like 10-year-long deal and he's not good.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. Well, because when you sign all of your players to below market contracts.
Yeah, a couple of them can bust.
It literally is fine.
I was watching Braves Nats the other day because the Nats had a no-hitter going, but then they gave it up, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah. I like watching the Nats. The Nats are low-key that team where I'm just like, they're fun to watch, and it doesn't matter what happens to them. Like,
exactly.
They can win, they can lose. It doesn't really affect my life.
Does not change my world.
So I watch them a lot. And they're also in the same way that like some people like college baseball because, you know, an error, like they might throw it into the stands at any one time and people are, you know, the edges are not sanded down. That's like watching the Nats. They are so bad on defense, but they rake. Cool team. Uh-huh. Anyway, I was watching the Nats versus Braves the other day and Michael Harris hit one up the middle and the Nats broadcast right off a stat that was like, Michael Harris has the 4th most hits of 110 miles per hour off the bat behind Shohei Ohtani, James Wood, and like one other guy. I was like, then it's Michael Harris. And I was like,
yeah. As we all thought it would be coming into the year.
God damn it. I hate this shit. I hate that the Braves are so good again. Oh, not like it even matters because the Mets are going to finish in last. Swept by the Marlins. Walk-off grand slam from Devin Williams. I mean, God. Thought they had us back for a second. Anyway, I think I'm out of topics to discuss. The Rays are probably going to get their stadium. Yeah. They're probably going to get $1 billion from Florida. Mm-hmm. At this point, you know, like honestly, there are worse things that Florida could be writing a check for $1 billion for.
I actually agree with that.
Are we doing harm reduction by giving Patrick Zalewski $1 billion instead of letting Ron DeSantis decide where it goes?
Well, he and Ron are buddy.
I know. Yeah. Is Zalewski also really short? Does he also wear cowboy boots?
Ooh.
Patrick Zalewski height. There is no public or verified information available regarding the exact physical height of Dreamfinder's home CEO and Tampa Bay Rays co-chair Patrick Zalewski. Right. Because he is a corporate executive rather than an athlete or public entertainer, his physical measurements are not a matter of public record.
The Google search suggestions must be using my past searches because I typed in how tall is, and the suggestion that came up is how tall is Pete Ricketts? Which, in case you're wondering, by the way, United States Senator from Nebraska Pete Ricketts has a publicly reported height of 5 feet 11 inches.
That's respectable.
Yeah,
that's respectable. It's not looking good for Zalewski's height in comparison to DeSantis. He looks shorter than DeSantis.
Ooh,
but then again, it could be the angle of the photo. You know, Ron DeSantis just goes to Rays games and watches batting practice sometimes. Everything is so stupid.
Everything's dumb.
All right, that's gonna just about do it for this week's episode of Tipping Pitches. A good one, I think.
I think so too. Yeah.
Please remember to buy your tickets to the Brooklyn Cyclones meetup on Friday, June 12th. That's coming up just a few weeks away. 6:40 p.m. Eastern against Frederick. Do you know they're playing Frederick?
Is there a team associated with it, or it's just Frederick, like a single person?
The Frederick Keys.
Oh, okay.
So that's like Francis Scott Key.
That's what I thought of too. If you're being honest,
maybe
the Florida Keys.
If you intend to come to the Rockies meetup, where we will be taking a group photo, such as you do with the mall Santa Claus, we will be taking the group photo with Dick Monfort. If you intend to come to that, please also fill out the Google form in the description to this podcast. Last but not least, please write or call in with your favorite subway station, train station names that could be professional baseball players, and we'll share some of those in the podcast next week.
Yeah. Or if you know Patrick Zalewski's height, please call in, DM, whatever the fastest way you can get that information to us.
We'd like to get that on the record as soon as possible.
We would,
so
yes.
Google AI overview can give people what they're looking for.
I didn't realize they actually are named after Francis Scott Key.
Yeah. A lot of shit in the Maryland area is named after Francis
Scott Key. I guess that tracks.
There's that bridge, the bridge that collapsed. That was Francis Scott Key Bridge.
It was, yeah.
there's other stuff too. Not just those two things. There's other stuff. Thanks for listening. We will talk to you next week. Bye.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alex Rodriguez. Tipping pitches.
Tipping pitches.
This is the one that I love the most.
Tipping pitches.
So we'll see you next week. See ya!